Hello everyone, here's Wursti, and today we'll look at a game played by Shad, or Shed. He's currently Gold 5, and he was wondering. In this game he had a really great KDA, like 11 to 13, and he still lost the game. And his question is, could I have won this game? I was really good, I played really good. My KDA was really insane. So, is there a way for Shad to win this game? Honestly, I don't know yet. But I know there are games you can't win. You can't win every game. Because League of Legends isn't designed to be won by one player versus 5. But yeah, let's take a look at it and see how we can help Shad. Here we'll see the first gank attempt. Jax and Shed are trying to kill Draven and Lee Sin. They don't see him right now, but they know Lee Sin is there. And now here some unfortunate things happen. So firstly, Soul misses his travel damage, and now they don't have sight in this brush, which is very bad. Soul has his trinket on cooldown, so he can't ward, so that's okay, so someone probably has to face check. Here we see a wonderful Lee Sin kick plus Q combo, and while Soul tries to hit Lee Sin with his Q, Lee Sin jumps out and starts damaging Jax. So it's a bit unfortunate since they don't have any sight here. In theory, Soul should have stayed with Jax and just have to stick together, and if Lee Sin tries to jump on Jax, then Shad can throw Lee Sin away with his ultimate. So that's a bit unfortunate. And while he uses it on Draven, he hopes he can kill him fast enough. One thing you could have done here is to use your exhaust on Lee Sin. Lee Sin had like 3 seconds to dish out damage to Jax, and obviously Jax is now in no condition to fight. So you could have used your exhaust to help this Jax to stay alive, and maybe 2 versus 2 you had better chances to get a kill here. And well, now Soul is out of mana, which is also unfortunate. He uses his exhaust, but way too late. And now he tries to deal damage with his lights surrounding him. But in the end it's just not enough. One thing to consider here, he wasn't back yet to buy any big item. So he has like over 1k gold. He's lacking mana and damage. So, like I said, it's a bit unfortunate that they didn't kill anyone. But it's something to remember. Let's go back a few steps. Here, when they started to roam bottom, there are 2 things to consider, as we just saw here. First, are your summoners up? Yes, they are, so that's great. Your ult is up, that's great. But of course you have to use your summoners like exhaust. Do you have enough mana? Oh, that is a problem. We only have 100 mana. Yeah, we got a blue buff, but it will take some time to regenerate that kind of mana. And the last thing, do we have a trinket up? Because if you fight in the spot lane, there are brushes. It's in mid lane the brushes are a bit farther away, so the opponents will less likely juke around in these brushes. But on bot lane you might want to wait until your trinket is back up. It was just like 10 seconds too late. So if this whole fight had happened 10 seconds later, then Soul would have more mana, trinket up, and all in all the situation or the battle would have been a lot easier. So consider that while roaming. What resources do you have? And use your resources in time, like exhaust. If you don't have any resources, you might want to wait until a better opportunity, like wait until your mana and your trinket is back in action. Soul tries to roam bottom lane. Bottom lane suddenly retreats. He's like, oh, maybe I've been spotted. And he walks through this brush, but just, I don't know if he just hadn't had his camera on his champ, but if you walk through brushes and it looks like the opponent spotted you, you have to recheck if there's a pink ward, and you can destroy it and maybe you can roam 10 seconds later. Denying vision to the enemy is very important. Here we'll see another roam attempt. And while the idea is not bad, you got your bot lane, or yeah, well, you got a Jax here, you got a Morgana here, you got a Soraka and a Draven here, maybe you can catch someone out of position. You again see that, well, our dragon here has low mana. And it's really good initiation on Soraka. We really want to see a binding here, but as we can see the binding is still on cooldown, so it was just another, well, 1 second that was off. So, Morgana casts a binding, it misses, this is unfortunate. Our dragon still tries to deal damage, and he nearly kills Soraka, but Soraka is not the ultimate. And now suddenly our dragon is lower HP and low mana, so he can't do anything to well deal damage. He still has the exhaust and his ultimate, but he has no mana for ultimate. And in the end, Morgana gets sacrificed. And this is, well, we saw this before. You need mana for roaming, and you need to find a window to use your exhaust. And I guess it was just Morgana's fault for not notifying our dragon that her Q has still cooldown. But yeah, a bit unfortunate, again, not having any mana, not being able to use all abilities of summoners. So this was a bad gank in the end. Could have gone differently, but didn't. This is another bit strange decision. You can clearly see an enemy pink ward here. Yeah, you don't have sights, maybe someone is standing here and trying to bait you, but in general, before potting back, you should try to clear such an obvious pink ward. Just, if the opponents don't have sight here, they have to fear you're starting to roam bottom. So maybe they can't farm that aggressively. Now they're pretty sure, oh well, Sol is probably porting back with a ward here, with a ward here, so there's no danger of the dragon coming bottom lane. Here we see a team fight. Both teams are gathering their members to start this fight. Here we see Sol's spell hitting Tryndamere, but there's just damage missing, no one is really following up. The dragon uses ultimate, which could have been used for disengaging. Not quite sure if he thought he could burst Tryndamere here, but well, he couldn't. And now this team is in full retreat mode. And just for the record, our dragon has still exhaust. He could exhaust Draven here, but he doesn't. Exhaust the Sin here. There are just many members to exhaust. Of course, it's a bit difficult to say who's dealing the most damage, who's the biggest threat. Should probably exhaust Brand here. And yeah, in the end, they just clustered in this spot here and lost the team fight. And it's solo queue, it's gold 5, so people don't really know how to play out these team fights. I just think that the exhaust might have been a bit too late, and this ultimate usage was a bit questionable. If you can't burst Tryndamere, he still got his ultimate, he got a Soraka besides him. So yeah, it was just a very strange team fight. And maybe it would have been better if the whole team would have retreated a little bit, and if the opponents run into this choke point, then you can use all your soul AoE to kill or damage them. And just to repeat the very important point, in the end, this whole fight, it's 5 versus 4. So taking fights while not having a number advantage is very risky, as we just saw here. If Yasuo would have joined in, or of course he has the teleport, but if he had been here, this whole fight could have gone different. So in general, don't take fights with a number disadvantage. It's just not worth it in general. Here's another interesting situation. So top lane we have Yasuo and Tryndamere having a chaotic fight. So what is our dragon doing? Okay, you see, well, top died, I better stay in the mid lane. Can I help bottom lane? Bottom lane died. Maybe I'll stay in the mid lane. I'm still in the mid lane, yeah, not quite sure. Oh, now they're suddenly pushing top lane, now I have to rotate to the top lane. And until he reached the top lane, well, the turret is gone. So it's a bit difficult because you can see what his attention was aimed at, or what he was thinking. Like, okay, I might have to defend mid lane, I want to help top, top died, I want to help bottom, oh, bottom died, what am I doing? And suddenly top lane collapses. So while I admit it's a very difficult situation, if you see a Tryndamere who already took 2 turrets and got just a kill top lane, you can be pretty sure you will keep pushing. And he will probably get this turret if no one is defending. And so if you jump a little bit back, at this point, he tried to help top lane, he saw this guy died, and at this point you should be thinking, okay, can anyone defend against this Tryndamere? Tryndamere was pretty healthy, he will probably stay top, who can defend top? And well, you see this Morgana, yeah, maybe she is running top, but can support Morgana defend? What is the rest of the team doing? They're at bottom lane. No one has teleport, so it's also kind of unlikely these two will teleport back since they're aggressively charging at Draven. So at this point, our dragon should have just rotated top lane and say, okay, someone has to do something against this Tryndamere. And Morgana will try to do that, but he won't be able to stop this dragon. So rotating this way was a mistake. It doesn't really matter what happens bot lane. Just the base is more important than a small fight on the bottom side. So here Shed could have prevented the base turret to fall. While I didn't point out like 100 mistakes, I'm pretty sure this game is over at this point. The big problem is the opponents have a 10k gold lead here, and they already got the top inhibitor. I rewatched that game a little more often, and I couldn't come up with a good plan to save this inhibitor after this turret died. So I think Shad played okay afterwards. He didn't get any great engage and didn't start a great fight, but the main damage has already been done. His team is way too behind, especially against a lineup like Brand, Draven, Tryndamere. They will just deal tons of damage now. And I'm not saying this game is completely unwinnable, but if it has gotten to this point, something went very wrong. And well, there are two main problems, I'd say. The strength of Soul is to get great early roams, and while he surely attempted to make these roams happen, there were some problems, like this pink ward in here that spotted him. Then he roamed 2 times bottom lane but didn't have enough mana. So this is definitely something to work on. Try to spot their pink wards, try to be aware of your mana pool and if you really should engage. And Is your exhaust up? Can you use it to save someone? Do you have your trinket up to get sight in these brushes? And this was a bit unfortunate, but well, the main point was again you had too few mana. And in the end here Morgana died, and a bit later Jinx died, so this gank just messed the bot lane up a little. And there are very few mistakes, which was to be expected, as Shad had a really good KDA. Yeah, and this teamfight here was just a disaster. So, if just ping your team back and retreat if you have the number disadvantage. And these were, I suppose, the few... well, and the rotation to top lane to save this turret. These were the points I can say, yeah, that could have changed the game. If you had enough mana with these roams, if this pink ward would have been destroyed, maybe this pink ward, and the bot lane doesn't know if you roam bottom. And yeah, this maybe the biggest mistake was to not realize how dangerous the Tryndamere top lane is, and you just killed your top laner. And well, since the Tryndamere was pretty fast in pushing this top lane, I wonder if you could have roamed top more often. Like, in comparison to focusing on bot lane. So that's just like, yeah, well, he takes turret after turrets, and it seems Yasuo can't handle him, so maybe give him a hand. I don't know. But yeah, these are a few small things that might have changed the game, but in the end, the opponent's team just played a little better. Maybe they were a bit lucky at some points in the game. But yeah, if this kind of lineup gets a few kills, then it's really hard to stop their rampage around the map. So yeah, I hope that helped a little. Like I said, you can't win every game in League of Legends, and if you had a great KDA, you usually did fine. And it's just about how to pressure your advantage. Here you have some kills and quite some gold in comparison to your team, but you're still 2k behind Draven, like 2k behind Tryndamere, 2k behind Bran, or 1.5, and you got an open base against a split push lineup. So don't mind this loss too much. I think you did well, a few things to improve, but I don't think you were responsible for this loss in the end. But there are some things to improve. So work on these things, and I'm sure if you perform equally well like in this game, you will win your next games with Soul.